question.
Another one.
This one says, feeling depressed and hopeless. I resigned a month ago without an offer letter in hand. Now I have 30 days left to get a job. I'm not getting any calls at all. I did a few email queries from some companies, but no update on that so far. I'm scared that I might become unemployed soon. I'm applying for around 20 to 25 jobs on LinkedIn and Naukri.com. I'm not getting any calls at all. It's killing my self-confidence. Well, I don't understand why people keep quitting their jobs without having a backup plan. Like those seem to be self-inflicted wounds. Like I think what people end up doing is like so they'll quit their job and then they will believe that because they have so much extra time on their hands and it'll put a fire under their butt so that they can go out there and find another job, right? But here's a problem, right? Other than having really crappy resumes that they don't show any value that you bring to your company, it just says it's just a task list of the things that you've done, right? Um, the fire that you have under your butt, it's not necessarily the fire that other companies have, right? And especially with the market saturation in everything now, because there's a boot camp for just about everything. There's boot camps for QA, there's boot camps for software engineering, there's boot camps for front end development, there's boot camps to learn how to use Linux, there's boot camps for cybersecurity, uh, there's boot camps for everything, right? You can take a 3 week boot camp now to learn how to weave baskets. Who knows, right? For basket weaving, you know? Um, and then they give you these resumes, right, that are terrible. They charge you an egregious amount of money for it. And then you use your terrible resumes to apply for jobs and you don't get anything. And then you're like, oh my God, why am I not getting any call back? Well, you didn't properly plan and you also quit your job. Why did you quit your job without another job lined up? Doesn't make any sense to me, you know? So, what does that mean? Are you screwed? Quite possibly. And being that you resigned a month ago and that you have 30 days left to get a job, I am going to assume that you are in another country, probably India, because I heard that you have to give like 60 to 90 days notice when you quit a job. Yup. Um, and when you when you guys quit these jobs, right? Are you doing any market research? Are you doing any planning ahead to see, oh, how is the market like? Is there an influx in hiring happening? Are there more people looking for jobs than there are jobs available? We just make like we just make these emotional decisions. Like I'm just gonna quit my job, hurt my livelihood. If you have a family, hurt my family. I'm not be able to pay my rent and all this type of stuff because we felt some type of way. We were unhappy, and we made decisions based on how we felt and not on the practical reality of where we needed to go. Right? Did you ask anybody before you quit your job, or did you did you ask somebody who would tell you what you wanted to hear, and say, "Oh, I'm not happy. They're doing this to me. They're treating me that way. All that stuff." Instead of using it as leverage, of embracing the challenge and using it as leverage, that you could have a story to tell. So when you do get that interview, right? Maybe you would join the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon and say, "Hey, coach, can you check out my resume for me? And I can give you some general feedback because all the resumes that I've gotten." Um, they all had the same exact price, probably a technical resume, you know, they all say the same thing. I said, "Hey, try to update your resume to this format, hit on these key points, right? And then start applying and see the difference that it makes." But no, maybe you felt some type of way. Maybe your boss hurt your feelings and you're like, "You know what? You know what?"
I hate it here. I want to go home.
And then and then because you made an emotional decision, now you might not have any home to go to. Not the wisest thing to do, I must say, not the wisest thing to do. So, where do we go from here? Well, maybe you can undo your resignation, control Z it. Maybe you can control Z it because it's not a good idea to it's just bad planning, all right? Um, it sucks that you're gonna become unemployed, but those are self-inflicted wounds. And because of the influx of people in the market, it's harder to like because if when people would apply, right? If there would be like 50 applications, right? It's easier to go through those applications and those resumes. But now when there's like 600 people applying for a job, yours gets buried. There has to be something that makes yours stand out. So maybe you need to revise your resume. Join the Patreon. Ask me to review your resume. Ask for some feedback. All right? But until next time.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.